Hello! Hey, sorry, I hope everybody can hear me alright. Give me a second to get the music and everything set up. I hope you are all doing well. Uh, Hello, all newcomers, and welcome back, fellow Eternians. As always, my name is Emperor AP, and today we are going to be talking about the Empire of Eternia, my micronation, and what it means to be a part of that micronation, and what the citizens and the people who work with our micronation, know and deal with and use regularly. What's going on, Zarya? How are you? I'm glad to see you can hear me. All right, cool deal. I am trying to get my uh, audio and video stuff set up. Specifically, I'm trying to get my audio for the game to play. Wait, let me see if it does it. There we go. Alright, cool deal. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. The main thing that I am excited to talk about, let me join our general real quick and let me dump this thing in our live chat. We are at 750. That is one of the things uh, scheduled. Weird. It should be in there by now, but I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna hop out, then I'm gonna go into YouTube Studio, get that started, and go at here, and post the link. There we go. We are in, and I hope everybody is enjoying hanging out with us right now. Let me see. I am getting started up with the voice chat. We are officially live in the voice chat in Discord. Tonight to talk about turn this down just a little bit. But yeah, I am excited for all the stuff that we're going to get to talk about. I am excited for the future of micronationalism, and I hope you are too. Because we are going to get into some pretty cool things with it. The biggest thing for myself, what's going on, Evan? It's good to hear from you. The biggest things that I've been asked about throughout my history as a micronationalist has primarily been what Eternia's laws are, what the rules are for citizenship, things like that, and why. So today I kind of wanted to clear the air on some of those issues to really let everyone know what Eternia is about, and give more detail to the thoughts that I've given you all about the way that micronation should be run. You got to 750. I know, I wanted to bring that up. Thank you all so much for 750. It is a huge honor, and we are 3/4 of the way to 1,000 subscribers. I am pumped about that. You guys have no idea. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, that's like the space race for micronationals. Once you get to that 1,000 subscribers, that starts our economy. However it is that you as a micronation start your economy, whatever the thing is that it takes to get you consistent income brought in, that is the thing that is the big leap for your micronation. That's the thing that takes it from something that you're just doing and hoping to keep alive and hoping to keep preserving to something that can maintain itself and can start to grow, hopefully exponentially. So that's something incredibly exciting, and I have to thank all of you for that. We are 3/4 of the way to that goal right now. And for a micronation, that is a hard hill to climb. That is a hard thing to overcome. And for us to be able to do that in a couple short years, that is exciting for me. I know there are other YouTubers who, they'll join in a year and get, 500,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers. But for me, I am so incredibly thankful to you guys that you've supported me and that people have hung out and have been a part of this experience with me. I feel like I've learned a lot about micronationalism. I feel like I've learned a lot about the world, and I am happy that I've gotten to talk to you all and gotten to know each and every one of you. I think, or at least that I could. If you haven't checked out our Discord, definitely do, because that's where it's happening, and that's how I can learn more about you. Duke Andrew, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. We have 4 people watching us. I appreciate you guys hitting up the comments, hitting up the likes, and definitely that subscription. But Andrew's been with us for a long time. Evan's been with us for a long time. Zarya I've seen fairly recently in the chat. It's good to see Zarya. And yeah, I feel like as micronationalists, it's super important that we have something to aspire to, something that you know, gives us that excitement every day to do what we do and to explain to people the reasons that our nation should exist, why this thing that we are pursuing, keeping alive and maintaining, needs to be a part of the world, why people will benefit from that. And so ultimately, as a realist micronation, that's what my aim is. That's what my aim is. And so the difficulty with doing that and in pursuing that type of goal is that it ultimately comes down to trying to assess how quickly you can grow, and all of that starts with how you can start an economy. In order to do pretty much anything in this world, you need money, and you need a way to continually grow your value, which would be, in this case, in a modern economy, that money. You know, you can also have other, what they call assets, which would be things that are of value, but not necessarily are directly liquid assets like money. The the things that I'd be talking about in that case are like vehicles, houses, expensive equipment, stuff like that, that all give your nation additional value besides the money it has in the bank. But all of that is really focused around the idea that you have some way to continue that you have some plan to move forward as you grow. And that's really where micronationalist economies start to take off and start to really sort of diverge from each other. The ones that are going to be successful, the ones that hit that mark, are the ones that set goals and are starting to achieve them. Ones that are able to move toward things that they see as important and are able to reasonably achieve those. It's something that's really, really hard to do, especially as a micronationalist. You know, my years of being a micronationalist, it has taken me all that time to get to this point. I hope future micronationalists find an easier job than I do, but nevertheless, I am still excited. Hey, what's going on? How are you, man?
Good.
It's good to see you, King Charles. Oh, I'm
Charles.
sorry, Natlin.
His
My bad.
dog.
Oh, my bad. I thought Charles was on. My bad, dude. How are you?
Good. Did the stream just start or is it
Uh,
going on for a while?
it hasn't been going on too long. It's been going on about 8 minutes.
Hello?
You're pretty early.
Oh, what's up,
Hello?
Logan?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Logan? And what's
What's
going on,
good?
Key West Zibberlantic Empire? They said, they're the first one to like the video. Thank you. But can everybody else hear me all right? Everybody in the chat and everything, let me know. What's going on, Kingdom of Mabia? It's good to see you. But it's good to see you, Kingdom of Mabia. But yeah.
Anyway,
sorry.
a scary thing was in my friend's basement.
A scary
Nah, that was
thing.
just a joke. That was just a joke, Logan. That was a joke.
Oh,
That
shit.
wasn't real.
Wait,
Oh.
what's up?
Nah.
We were messing with Logan earlier, pretending that there's something like creepy guy like wearing like a mask in like one of our friends' basement,
Oh,
and like we're all on VC, and then he went like quiet. We were just messing with Logan.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
All
I
right.
actually thought he was like something. I was like, I dibs on his land.
Damn. Got him. Savage.
Taking digs on a dead man's land.
We know what happens when someone goes missing around Logan. He just takes their land.
What if someone was actually in his basement?
The
That would
the
be pretty
image was kind of creepy though.
Yeah, the image is actually pretty creepy. Where'd you find that image?
I took it because he put like a clown mask like across the room and like shined a light at it a bit, and I took a screenshot of it.
Damn. Oh no. Oh.
What's up, Stefan?
Wait, hold up. Let me see what's going on with everybody jumping in. Hey, what's going on, Stefan? How are you? Stefan is typing. Yeah. Yep. I see that. Don't have a mic right now. Oh, I gotcha. Or an Ike, I imagine. But I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, man. Yeah. So today, the reason why I gathered you all here today, is to talk a little bit about Eternia and to talk a little bit about what our policies and what our sort of more about what our goals are and the way that we expect to run our micronation.
I have a question.
Sure.
A friend of mine wants to start his his own micronation, but he's worried because apparently apparently like it's against the law in Eternia to start your own micronation, and he's really worried. Any advice for him?
Absolutely. I believe I know the person you're talking about, and they and I are discussing it. Yeah, so Eternia actually has very pretty strict laws as far as its citizenship go. One of those is that we do not allow dual citizenship. So we allow for a macronational citizenship and a micronational citizenship, but we consider those kind of separate things.
Hold up,
We
I'm
do
gonna
not.
switch devices. Hold up, I'll be right back.
Sure. Um,
Well,
but yeah, so we don't allow for dual citizenship, which is an interesting thing. We don't allow for dual citizenship as micronationalists, I guess. We don't allow for two micronational citizenships at the same time. And the primary reason for that is because I feel like, you know, if you only have so much time to spend on this interest in the first place, if, you know, everybody has their own lives and other things to do and to commit to, if you have an interest in micronationalism and you're wanting to support another nation, by all means you should. But if you are wanting to support either a nation of your own or add another nation to your citizenship amounts, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up? Oh, my bad. I thought you said something.
No.
But yeah, so if you want to have another citizenship, I guess, in my opinion, I think it's better that you focus on whichever one you feel more passionate about. So for Eternian citizens, we just allow that one citizenship. Now, that doesn't mean that, you know, we have any negative feelings toward that person. If that person chooses to come and to go, as far as if they decide that they want to do something on their own and pursue that, that's perfectly fine. And then at any point they would wish to resume their citizenship, so long as they have met the requirements for that, then that's perfectly fine.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm back.
Hey. So yeah, I was just kind of going over what I was gonna say in response to your question. So the primary point of it is just to say that as Eternians, we don't allow for dual micronational citizenship. So essentially, the reason that we feel that way is because as micronationalists, if you only have a certain amount of time to put into your micronation, whichever one you support, we feel that you should put it all into, you know, into one nation, into one project. Now, if the micronation that you may be a part of allows for multiple micronational citizenships, that's certainly fine, but ours is one that doesn't.
So will that be a yes to his independence or no?
I'm sorry, what do you...
He's saying he wants to start his own micronation, but he's a part of him. You know, it's a part of your country.
How so would it be a part of my... I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Because he's already a citizen. He's already a citizen of Eternia, but he is worried because he's worried that would violate Eternian law because he's a citizen.
Yes, it would be relinquishing, for the time that he is supporting another micronation, it would be relinquishing his citizenship. He's correct.
Well, not really supporting. He wants to make his own.
Right. So that would be against our wishes and ideals. So we would ask that remove his Eternian citizenship.
See.
Yes. But that's not permanent. If that person ever chooses to resume their Eternian citizenship, so long as they meet all the requirements, then they are absolutely able to. It's not something that we are upset about in any sense. It's just, or at least that I'm upset about in any sense. It's just, you know, the trying to support our own interests as a government, as a nation, as an empire.
Alright. Oh, yeah. Oh,
What?
that's alright. So, like, about the
Bro, you're talking.
the whole, like, single micronational citizenship is, like, prevent, other people from other micronations interfering with Eternia. Hopefully I quoted it correctly.
Interesting. I'm sorry. Could you repeat what you said? I think I missed it.
Oh, yeah. Is it like, okay, is the basis of like having a single micronational citizenship is basically preventing like other micronationalists from interfering with Eternia or something like that?
Yes. So, well, that's part of it. As you know, in doing what we're attempting to do, our mission statement, our ideals, are based around trying to sincerely start a country. So that being the case, we feel like our citizens, we would ask those that are dedicated to that, to put their efforts in micronationalism, specifically toward this one nation, because we want to make it a reality. If we had other
To be
people
honest, for
providing
me,
us that
I don't
time.
really have the same mindset. I just more consider this a hobby.
No, fucking
No.
over there.
Sure, and that's fine. And that's, that's how we select our citizens. So people who would not agree with those ideals are perfectly fine and allowed to have those ideals. They just wouldn't become Eternian citizens.
Yeah.
Also, what is Eternia's what will Eternia be doing for Pride Month?
For Pride Month, I haven't actually looked much into Pride Month. When is Pride Month?
It's in
This month.
June.
Right now.
It's in June. Oh,
This
okay,
month.
so it's currently Pride Month. Awesome. I am not sure. I actually didn't plan to do anything specifically. But if you guys had any ideas, I would definitely be up for it.
And also, what is Eternia's opinions on all of these riots that are occurring up the
Uh,
United States?
So we
It's
talked
horrible.
about it. We talked about it last stream, and I'll talk about it a little bit more. So the riots themselves are horrible as far as the destruction that they're causing. However, I think the protests are something that are really important and need to be listened to and understood. I think that many people may lump together the rioters and the protesters as a part of the same group or having the same ideology, but I really don't think they do. I think that the people who are rioting, who are destroying property, are either adjacent to that and more so using it as a way to get their own means, a way to do the robbing and looting and burning that they wanted to do anyway, or could potentially even be saboteurs of those peaceful protests that people are trying to do to raise awareness about police brutality. Those protests have actually not only been in the United States, but they're worldwide at this point, over different killings and different issues with police and
Yeah.
law enforcement.
Yeah, it happened in like London, Netherlands, and all that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think I read about some in the Middle East as well.
Really?
I think so. I would have to double check, so don't quote me on it, but I believe. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I hope that the businesses and the different communities that have been affected by damage of their property and stuff are able to recover quickly, and I know there are a few programs out there for those different businesses and those communities to potentially recoup some of their losses, but for the majority of the cases, I know it's just a difficult situation.
Hmm.
So my support definitely goes out. But yeah, did you guys have any specific ideas for the Pride Month thing? Because now I'm interested. Like, if someone has like a cool plan, I'd be down. check these comments real quick while we're talking about this. Ooh, okay. So, Grand Duchy of Asile said they might do D&D with some furries soon. That's interesting, Grand Duchy. Now,
I don't
are
know
they
what that
going to
means.
be in the suits, or are they just
Oh, Finn.
people who identify as furries? This is a question.
What's up?
Oh,
Hey,
hold on.
For a
hey.
second, I actually thought the guy in the basement was real.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's totally real, bro. 100% real.
What's going on, Finn? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
I want to remember the Nerf tank.
No, we're not talking about the Nerf tank
bro,
again.
I forgot it, bro. After like a day.
We're actually not. But yeah, today we were talking about specifically micronations and micronational law. We were talking about my micronation, the Empire of Eternia, and its law. So we actually had a great question brought up, which was Eternian citizenship. So we actually don't allow dual citizenships. We allow for micronational citizenship, and then whichever macronation you belong to. But we only accept Eternian citizenship as far as micronations are concerned. So if someone chooses to pursue interest in another nation, we just ask that they then revoke their Eternian
I
citizenship.
believe that Eternia should allow a dual citizenship, because you consider yourself to be and you try to strive to be an actual country. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, an actual country would most likely allow dual citizenship.
Most
So, I
likely,
feel
depending on the leader.
Some countries do, but others
Yeah,
don't.
like, you don't know how
It
to
really depends on the
make an
country.
argument with that shit.
Yeah, I'm a straight up monarch. I can just be like, nah.
Based.
There's not like an appeals process, is the issue.
I feel like the reason he doesn't want dual citizenship is most likely because Eternia is like really unique. It's got like that whole economic system where you make products and stuff and shit. So there's no point in going to another country and contributing your resources there and just splitting it between the two, because obviously he just wants, like, do you know what I'm getting at? Like, there's no point in having your fingers in two pies if you don't even want to eat most of the pie.
No, that's a great way to phrase it, Stephen. I completely agree. It's really just trying to make sure that, you know, what my hope for Eternia is, and what I hope the thing that the citizens of Eternia believe as well, is that
Hello.
we're trying to get. Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, what's up, my bad pals? Going on?
Huh?
The thing that I was saying is, we just need the ability to pool our resources together because of our hope that all of us will benefit from the production of those. So as Eternia grows, we're able to offer new opportunities, and specifically, those opportunities are something that we hope people make money from. So like Stephen put it fantastically, the more we can consolidate those efforts into Eternia, the more that we all benefit from that, economically and just as a nation.
do you think Eternia will ever establish a imperial parliament of some sort?
That's a fantastic question. I'm sure we will absolutely have representatives. I don't think they'll be geographically based. They may eventually become that way as states in Eternia or territories of Eternia eventually crop up. But as of right now, we're trying to keep things small and fairly reasonable. So until the point where we absolutely need an administrating official besides myself, we're trying not to have that. But when that does come up, especially once we hit our 1,000 subscriber mark, because that's going to be where we can start shifting focus into other things and continuing our growth here, but expanding into starting to add other things to our portfolio of assets. So The biggest thing that I'm hoping to do is to assign. I'm not sure what the name or what the title would be, but effectively someone that's like right under me, someone who is really supported to Eternia and someone who really
Chancellor, maybe, or a prime minister.
potentially, yeah, someone whose job would
We
be
have
to
to be like chancellor.
absolutely, um, but
Oh
some
fuck. Damn it. But then that means I'll have to eat.
What is that music? What is it? Like
Because
fucking
like the more.
a
That's
scary music box .mp4? Like
no,
what the
no, it's not. It's just Jacob's ukulele.
Is it a thumb thing?
It's not a
Like one of
ukulele.
those thumb ocarinas?
It's a,
it's ukulele.mp4.
no, it's not a ukulele. It's like I don't know.
Is-
I can't remember what you call
Anyway,
it.
so
Like
if I do become
Carlama.
anyway, if I do
Carlama?
become chancellor, I'm kind of I'd be at like a crossroads.
Salam.
Because I'm already like a citizen of a like a couple other countries, so I'd probably have to like vote, like
Everybody all right there? Everybody doing good?
Oh yeah, I'm quite
Hey,
alright.
AP.
Yes.
How would the line of succession for your throne work in Eternia?
That's a fantastic question. So once I pick a second in command, I'm going to start deciding on heirs fairly quickly. Now that'll be something that I can change in my will, you know, as I see fit. But I am not wanting to have a royal line of succession based on heritage or family ties. I would like to have it based on merit. So whoever I believe is best fit for the job will get the job.
so
Interesting.
Yes,
I'm
and I
at
have
I'm
other
at kind of at a
contingency
dilemma.
plans.
So like, if I do want to become like chancellor, I'd probably have to like revoke like a bunch of citizenships. So I'm confused about that.
I'm just like,
Start revoking.
Yeah, that would be the thing. Before you could become chancellor of Eternia, or well, I don't think we're gonna have a chancellorship, but before you
But
become
but
the
then by that
second,
case, I'll have to renounce my like own citizenship of my own country.
yes, that is the point. That if you were
Or
to
you know, you
want
could
to
just
do, oh, I'm sorry.
no, like don't think like the prospect of like a role in the government is like in the near future. Like it's definitely gonna take a while for us to build. So I don't know. Like you don't have to like right away abandon everything. I'd say like mull over it and think about it instead of just like making hasty decisions right now. I'd say think about it and think about what you stand for. If your micronation really is like something you want to pursue, or if it's just like a joke.
No, absolutely. I think that's a fair point, and I will definitely take that into consideration. I definitely didn't expect to declare anything or to say anything for certain tonight, but I did want to bring it out there as something that will eventually become important for us. In trying to, you know, move forward with just sharing the responsibilities and roles of the growth of this country, and in trying to do that successfully and maintain an acceleration in that, there has to be some sharing of the work, and there has to be some way to better ensure that. So I agree. I definitely don't want to have Eternia end up as something with a ton of kind of useless middle management people, bureaucrats. But I do think eventually there will need to be someone who is in some capacity another administrative official.
AP, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
In Eternia, are there animal rights?
So again, it's a lot based on my opinion. I don't have like a set law written this moment for animal rights, but um, I suppose it depends on what has been done to the animal. Like there are certain things I would absolutely defend in animals' uh, right, I guess, to have, like, you know, just being not horribly abused. But you know, that would be something that would be at my discretion. on a case-by-case basis to determine, I guess. But we haven't had any cases of animal abuse in Eternia yet, so fingers crossed, you know. That's a good question. What brought up animal rights?
What?
What brought up animal rights?
I did.
Right. Why?
Because I'm just curious.
Interesting. I suppose I wasn't trying to ask it in a negative way. I was
I have,
just legitimate.
I have another question actually.
Yes, sir.
So if, hypothetically, Eternia took control of all of Oklahoma,
Yes. Specifically.
specifically all of Oklahoma,
Okay.
would Joe Exotic still be allowed to have his zoo?
Yes.
All right.
Did you officially pardon Joe?
Yeah.
Well, if I was just in charge of Oklahoma, I don't know that I could pardon him. Maybe.
Well,
If I could pardon him. Is he in an Oklahoma's prison?
I think
Yes.
I don't think he did a federal crime. No, I think he is in an Oklahoma prison.
He's still
Okay.
serving like 79 years.
Wow.
Bro, who cares?
I might
It's
get
Just
him
some
like
dude
some
with animals in
therapy,
cages.
but yeah.
Well, I was wondering, I don't know. That question pertains directly to the thing we were talking about. So,
To like animal rights.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
because like a lot of people say he abuses animals. So I was wondering your opinion.
Well, from what I saw, and I'm not super into the tiger keeping community, so I don't know a ton about their health and well-being. I'm not a vet or a biologist for that matter. But I will say I think from what I saw in the documentary that they did, his mistreatment of animals, if considered mistreatment, was very similar to all of those showed on the documentary. I didn't see one that was pristine compared to the others.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think it would really have to be like a case. Like if I was in control of Oklahoma, if the Empire of Eternia was in control of Oklahoma, I just think there'd be a lot more like, I don't know, regulation on stuff. But at the same time,
There would be a lot more. I thought you were about to say there would be a lot more zoos.
there'd be a lot more Joe Exotic on stuff. But
You would clone Joe Exotic.
I'd have parks set up where it's just Joe Exotic.
Like the keepers are tigers.
They're Carol Baskins. The keepers are Carol Baskins.
Oh God.
He is
That's
the-
some bitch Carol Baskin.
Yep.
Anyway,
Nani Melody Ukulele. What the hell?
Wait, what?
Look at the
General.
chat.
Fucking
Okay.
worst video ever.
It's the fucking
What?
creepiest video I ever found.
What?
this is what was hiding in
What
Sven's
the
big-
hell?
Oh, I'm concerned. I'm not gonna play it.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's not like an
It's
iPhone.
just
It's literally just
person just playing the
some dude
ukulele.
just strumming a ukulele in a fucking like terrifying like.
Get out of a
costume.
melon.
Who's that supposed to even be?
I think it's meant to be like Moana.
Weird.
Or like, what's the broad from Lilo and Stitch? Wait, no, I think that is Lilo's older sister. Yeah, it's Nani Pilecki from Lilo and Stitch.
Hey. Oh, okay. Nice.
That's fucking Lilo's older sister.
Nice. We're learning.
Fucking video.
Anyway,
So much.
anyway, completely unrelated, but my like great grandfather was a doughboy in World War One.
He was a doughboy.
Yes.
What is a doughboy?
A soldier. I think he was a soldier. Or a term for his United States in World War One.
What the hell was that, Matlin?
I'm not gonna let you finish talking.
Wait, what?
Dad, what is going on?
Why did you delete it?
Monster in the house. Thud.
Yeah, I couldn't even understand the dad. Oh my God.
This is getting
It's loud. AP
Okay.
is playing now.
Hey.
The fucking humor's trash.
Thud. Thud.
Uh-oh. Getting shot up. Where's, yeah, I was gonna say, where is Charles tonight? He's generally joining the
Dead.
streams. He's dead? Oh no.
He's dead. He's straight up told.
Oh good.
Who is Charles? Who are you talking about?
Cool ass dude.
He's
Who?
the guy, Dominion of Steel and Iron.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who?
yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't he that guy in the MA?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of guys in the MA. I think you're gonna have to narrow it down. a bit
He
more.
goes under the name in MA Dominion of Steel and Iron.
Nice.
Yeah, I think some was the name. I don't know.
Is he a mother?
Without a fucking
What?
without an explanation in the world.
If
Sorry, I
he's
gotta watch that
if
video.
he's in Ma, I guess he's a mother.
Uh,
Ha ha. I thought it was hilarious. I thought that was a showstopper for sure. Amazing.
so AP,
Yes.
I'm sure you have it somewhere, and I'm just too lazy to check. But
Give
oh,
me it.
what? Give you what?
The hell?
Give me it.
Give him it. Give
Give
him
it.
it, Connor.
I didn't take
Give
any.
him
Give her
bro.
it, Connor. Do
He's
it
been
now.
sitting in my room.
You
All...
awful man. Give
Give it.
him
What?
what he wants.
Okay, Clyde Jackson.
Fucking
oh,
do it,
okay.
cunt.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm sure you have it listed somewhere, but I'm just too lazy to check. When did Eternia get founded?
Ooh, that is a fantastic one. I should probably know the founding date of my own nation.
August 20th, 2006.
Oh shit! Oh
Okay,
shit!
that's kind of creepy.
I knew it was August.
Dude,
No, hold
I
up,
want-
he's coming
I
in
recorded
clutch.
the entire fucking
Wait,
history.
what?
I
He
should know
did.
this shit.
He did.
Exposed
Steven
equipment.
actually like helped to make our website a ton better by actually having our history on it. He went through and he actually dissected our entire history all by himself. I'm
Interesting.
so proud.
Just copy and paste the micro wiki page on it.
No,
No, there
he like
wasn't a
watched
micro-wiki page.
videos. Yeah, he like
Every
went through
single
hours
one
of
of them
footage.
just like
Oh yeah? If you know so much about Eternia, when did Eternia first get relations with Parkistopia?
Teen.
Parkistopia. He officially declared Parkistopia March 22nd of 2018.
28.
2018.
28.
No,
28.
it's March 22nd.
Oh,
March 22nd.
you're wrong. You're wrong. Oh,
Got
you're
him.
so wrong. Got him.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. March 28th was the official
I'm the smartest
declaration.
person in
March
the world.
22nd was the, he announced the proposal of the line.
Got him. You truly have told them. Thank you, Steven.
I
And
guess-
that is why there's a Parkistopia flag in the Discord.
Yeah.
So obviously, this is why I have no life.
Isn't that just like the 1959 like Yugoslavian flag?
No, the colors are switched with the red and the blue.
Oh, now I see it. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It's a big old surprise for everyone.
And also the
Wi-Fi,
the star is a lot more rounded,
The
and there's
what
no
is-
yellow outline.
No, there was like a version of the Yugoslavian flag that has the same star. It's just that tricolor's like swapped.
Well, no, the star on the Yugoslavian flag has a yellow outline.
No, that's the modern designs of the Yugoslav. Hold on, let me show you.
Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore.
Look at later designs. Retard.
Got him.
Let me show you.
Oh, okay.
National and civil flag from 1945 to 1946.
Well, I'm about to get this skeleton. He doesn't know what's up. He can't get me. He sucks. Oh, and he killed me.
Everything's like a minute behind on the stream for us.
I get you. Well, I will tell you some shocking spoilers. I died. It's probably the
No,
fourth or
why'd
fifth
you
time.
do that? Now it's ruined.
Yeah, I mean I tried.
this is some
but
spoiler.
yeah, I did die for sure.
What
Ruined
was
for me.
spoiler alert? Han Solo dies.
Can't keep spoilers. Too. God.
Spoiler
Snape kills
alert,
Dumbledore.
Skelly Boy gets me. Spoiler alert: Snape is Dumbledore.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Alerted
Spoiler.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Your house is gonna be bombed.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. That there's some
Spoiler alert,
cars that
Eternia
have
gets
things on the back. They're
My
called
house
spoilers.
stand.
Spoiler alert: AP dies on July 15th, 2025.
Bet.
More like 2020.
Hella predictions. Hella
Also,
predictions.
AP,
What's up?
I'm pretty sure people are gonna end up like trying to make a micro wiki page about like you as a person.
Oh,
What picture would you like choose to have on that page though?
probably.
Just choose a still frame from one of his live streams, like the worst one you can find. And just do that one.
Like
Yeah.
one where, like one where he's like standing up and like you can't even see his face. It's just
where-
like, and like
Instead, just
there's like
do, like,
3
Hannah.
people in the frame. Like,
Is there
Take a picture of
anyone where
Hannah.
he's like doing the soy face the hardest?
Just put not even me. Just put someone else entirely.
Josh, do Josh.
Just put like his Minecraft skin in it.
Put
Gay.
Josh
Anyone.
Josh Peck from
Or
Drake
Gary.
and Josh.
no, put Drake from the rapper.
The rapper. Put Drake the rapper as my thing. Put Bill Nye holding a leaf blower.
Videos now.
Put a bear eating a human child.
As the
Okay.
picture.
I think.
Then it would make people ask the question: is he the bear or the child?
Both. They're actually like one being.
AP mauled to death by his own conscience. Conscience. There we go. Or well, either way, it's conscious. I guess consciousness. There we go. Just having to sound that shit out.
I found the worst photo.
Did you find one?
I found this like
Son.
picture of you from a thumbnail. It's of a 1-hour stream,
We're
and
about
it's
to
like
see
your
that.
eyes are like. I cropped it out. You
Did
can't
you-
even see the eyes on the original photo. Really well.
You're right. That's a pretty solid one. That's a
This
pretty
is-
spicy one.
This is the one I choose for AP. There we go.
Oh,
Gabriel, Eternia. Wait, what does
what is
Eternia
this?
actually mean?
Wait, what is
upside
what?
down. Poster.
I'm confused. Wait, what does Eternia actually mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, I got you, boy. So, Eternia, the name comes from 2 words put together, ethereal and eternal. So the idea of Eternia is we started out without really a specific material place. You know, we are born and die in the minds of our citizens. So we are ethereal in that sense. We don't have an initial home, an immediate home, but we can make a home wherever we choose. And then eternal because we hope to last forever because of that reason. We hope to continue to grow and continue to expand due to the support of our citizens. And
Well,
then
according to
I'm sorry.
MetalArchives.com, Eternia is a Serbian power metal band from 2006.
Well, that is
He
also
just got
true.
schooled. He
They
just got schooled.
they inspired me heavily.
Really?
No, but it'd be cool if they did.
What about
they
the
have like
Eternia
little
book
like
series?
AE like thing like connected. It's not like 2 like separate like letters.
Gotcha. They're different. They're not as cool as me.
Yeah, but like, what if like Eterna, the Latin name?
Eterna?
Yeah, Eterna
Well,
is
that's
is Latin for eternal,
right.
but it's spelled the exact same but with no I. As Eternia.
I'm so confused.
I have no
Fair.
idea. I'm a little bit retarded.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, that's the picture like what I am God or something.
Oh, that's a pic of
Ben?
AP.
Hey, Hey.
Yeah, it
There
is
we go.
I am God. I was right.
Wait,
No,
what
it's
is
AP.
it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, what is I am God?
It's like something some guy on 4chan posted them in like segments.
Techno demons. Techno demons.
There's like some like files and like they're like the images were like stretched out and shit, and like people had to like put it together or some dumb shit.
Gotcha.
Well, it's not dumb,
It's
but it's
okay.
Techno
So
demons.
from this Reddit thread, image pieced together by 4chan community after user suspected something was possessing, inhabiting his house slash technology. Text embedded within the image was deciphered and simply stated, "I am Iron Man." Do do do
Iron
do
Man sounds
do.
just
Do
techno
do do
demons.
do do Iron Man.
They're gonna create copies of themselves
Wait,
and
what?
take over every computer.
What's Arcturnian Pact? What's that?
This
I'm
is
sorry,
a
what's
this is a
what?
picture. This is the picture of AP.
We're about to find
I
out.
can't post a link.
Yes, that's correct.
Whoa.
I
Whoa, what is
am smirking Squidward. I'm posed Squidward. I actually don't see anything wrong with that one. That's what I would very much like as my profile picture. Adonis Squidward.
But wait, I don't. Yeah. What is this? Is this like the same Eternia? Hold on, let me post a picture. It's like thinking of it.
I'm running so speedy. I'm getting so good on this bridge.
This is
Hella
this is a
speedy.
picture. This is pictures. This is AP's picture I just sent. General.
Oh no!
Internet is
Am I
so
the bear or the baby? Or the mom? Am I the mom?
my internet is garbage right
As it should be.
AP. This is the tagline.
Okay.
AP picture consuming his daily sustenance.
Thank you. So I am the bear.
You are the bear. You are eating this child.
Nice. Thank you. I'm glad to be a baby eater rather than a baby.
Oh God.
What?
Oh, is that Squidward suicide?
No, it's Godward.
Oh, I'm gonna post
now.
Squidward suicide.
Posting
God word.
loading.
Yeah. Does this look unsure to you?
Goodness gracious. You guys can't see what they're posting, but it's horrendous. We're gonna show that. We're gonna try to find a way to show it. Oh goodness, that one actually shocked me. That one was spooky.
Are you winning, son?
son? I guess he would be winning.
Because he's being hacked by demons.
Yes. Space demons.
Techno demon took over his computer.
Dang. Not just the computer. Alright, so we're joining it. We're having our Discord window show up. So let me see if I can go ahead and expand some of this out. Ooh, there we go. Boop. Boop. Boop.
God, my internet's bad. Alright, now it's fixed.
Oh, dang it. I am trying to get our Discord stuff hooked up, but I am having a rough time with it. Dang. Let me see. Will it show up now?
Oh my
Dang
gosh.
it. Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep the game capture up, I guess. Oh well. We will try it again for the next stream.
Fan, did someone change the server icon for our server?
Yeah, I did.
Why?
Cause epic moment, dude.
Oh, it wasn't even showing up. Fucking. God damn it.
What is
Y'all,
this?
y'all got him. Y'all truly did. Y'all got him. I don't know exactly what, but, you know.
gamers when they add black people to real life?
Wait,
Haha, edgy.
Worst something ever! Smashes the fucking wall.
don't do it. Don't smash the wall. You have to
That's a
replaster
classic
it or some
boogie.
shit. I don't know how you fix your walls, but you'd have to, I guess. Or you'd have a draft, and then what do you do then? You know, windy ass house.
Oh, my mic?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
'cause I have a fan next to me. I'm not sure if you're like talking to me.
No. I was saying whoever said that they were gonna punch a hole in their wall would have a windy ass house.
Oh, yeah, I see.
If they
Who's
didn't,
punching holes in their wall?
whoever has a windy ass house.
Ooh.
Oh man.
So guys, what if, hypothetically... Wait, what is this?
Cool. I agree.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
Completely. Mhm.
What is this?
Oh my god.
Pickle Rick had a execution camp.
Pickle Rick.
I'm Pickle Rick.
Is that the one? Oh no.
He's Pickle Rick, bruh.
No.
God, this is messed
Oh,
up.
Workforce Satan.
I like
This is-
the Luigi Squidward. That one's actually nice.
It's called Squeegee.
It's called Squeegee.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't
Be careful. It has the ability to shoot lasers from its eyes to kill you.
Squeegee does?
Great, alright.
And then if it hits, his eyelid hits you, you spin in a circle and then explode.
Squeegee looks hella peaceful. I don't know about all
What
that.
is Luigi's last name?
Squeeze. Great, alright. He still makes videos with like Windows Movie Maker, so he's still on the Windows XP.
Squidward's last name. Wait, no, not Squidward.
No, not Squidward,
Luigi's
Luigi.
last name. Luigi's last name.
Jumpman. Jumpman.
Luigi's
Jump.
last name is Jumpman?
Yeah.
It's Green Man.
Green Man.
Jumpman. Mario's last name is Jumpman.
Is it for real?
I think.
Pretty sure it is.
think-
Yo, that's hella
I think
stupid.
the original name for Luigi was actually gonna just be Green Mario. I think Mario was
Green
gonna be.
There's gonna be Edward.
No, it was gonna be Green Mario.
It was gonna be
Literally, I'm not-
Wedward.
It's gonna be Edward.
It was gonna be the 30-second note on an entire 13-minute long chorus. I heard that was gonna be the name at least. Official, you know.
How old are these videos?
Wait, I'm sorry. What's up?
2010. Jesus. Unregistered hypercan too. This is so. Why
What
am
are
I
you
laughing
laughing
at
at?
this? I don't know. I'm laughing at the damn fucking birth of the squeegee. It's so dumb. I laugh the most retarded shit ever.
Does Dan Army Man have a YouTube channel or whatever?
That's
Why
a
are we?
band
Why are we
The
name.
talking
Dan,
about? What are we talking about?
the Dan Army Republic. They,
Yeah.
with their nuclear powered submarines and
Cold
aircraft
fusion powered-
carriers,
Yeah.
and also their tinfoil Nerf tanks.
Yes.
And they're LARP everything.
Of course. They.
You
they
know,
had-
Don't be dissing
Virgin-
LARPing, bro.
Virgin
LARPing is a
Nerf tank.
lifestyle that you just don't get.
that was a hella
He's
peaceful
ain't gonna
laugh.
continue his lifestyle when he gets burnt alive in his aluminum tank.
virgin.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have a
man.
feeling somebody's not gonna play by the
Tank the
rules in
topic.
a
I don't want
Nerf
to talk
war.
about some stupid tank.
The
And
virgin.
he's gonna
Nerf
get hurt.
is the Chad potato
We
artillery.
gotta get violent.
Insane. Wait, so
Remember that?
Who's Key West Zeberlandic Empire?
Your
that
mom.
is that is a fantastic question. I've been trying to figure that out myself. It's truly a mystery. They pop in, they disappear sometimes. Sometimes they'll just show up at your house. You know, it's crazy.
We should ask the man directly.
Well, they just
Dear
leave a little flat.
Mr. Quest Zebraland Empire.
Yeah.
Wasn't some dude like spamming your live stream a couple days ago?
Yes.
There's also a dude who's spamming the Discord today at 9:18 p.m.
Wow.
Wait,
Was
what?
it you?
It was I cracked my skull.
Wait, who?
Did they crack their skull?
Oh, they're banned now because they were spamming.
Ah, fair enough.
What are you spamming?
Some dude was spamming in the MA earlier.
What?
Was it the stupid Jigaboo monkey guy?
Just
That was the guy
random
who
dude
raided
guy.
Great Mountain
Random.
Republic server.
Hey,
Anyways, let's change the
don't
topic.
say that. Yeah, that's not cool, man.
Wait, what did I say?
No, not you. Whoever was on the mic a second ago, that wasn't cool.
Wait, who said what?
You saying like racial slurs and shit.
I
Wait,
didn't say
what?
that. I said it was Jigga. That's what I
Right.
said.
Right.
Well, anyways, somebody
No, not the N word. He wasn't saying that.
raided.
No, he didn't say the N word. He said something else. But
Well, I was just reading his username, so
oh, was that his
I didn't
username?
mean
Oh,
this.
for real?
Yeah, that's his username. I
Oh,
didn't.
my bad. I thought you were just saying some shit. I was like, bro, stop. My bad.
Wow.
No, that was his stuff, and he's like raiding
That's-
Green Mountain Republic's like server or something.
Oh, for real?
He's been inactive for months now.
Damn.
oh yeah. Yeah, some dude just like. Yeah, no one go to that server. There's some bad stuff in it.
Twitch server?
From the name, I would imagine.
Twitch server?
So remember this guy named Green Mountain Republic?
Nope.
He had like, it's like a very like continental U.S. kind of feel to it. He had a server and like he's been inactive for like months on end, and like at least 2 months ago, some dude just like randomly raided the server. I don't know
What, like gore?
No, not Gore.
Well,
He's-
kind of close to it, really.
Photos of Al Gore?
Yeah.
No. It was like a dude of.
And
bad-
nobody can
bad-
kick him because nobody else has
bad
added him.
stuff.
Do other things, so I make joke.
They
No.
they posted the uncomfortable truth.
Whoa, wait, that Hey homie guy, wasn't that the guy that like started yelling the N-word yesterday? On the stream?
Potentially. That's a great question.
Yeah, there's like 3 people in here
Oh, wow.
that started doing that.
Anyways,
crazy.
nobody can kick him though because nobody else has admin.
I get you. I mean, if I see him jump in, I'll kick him. But,
Comey. Slogus.
God. Oh, also, Connor, is that your,
Greasy ass forehead.
What the hell?
Okay.
You just said greasy ass
Uh-oh.
bread.
That was Comey. That was Comey. At
Mm.
What
Comey.
do you
Yep.
say?
He is now
He looks
gone.
overchuck.
Yeah.
Connor, I like your cool, cannon there.
Oh, that's not mine. I was making a joke because it was the Virgin Nerf
Connor has a
tank
full beard.
versus versus the Chad potato artillery. I
got
found this
it.
YouTube channel where this
You call them one pussy, I'll slap it. Hey, I'll slap Boy,
Dude,
hey,
get out of here, bro.
shut up,
It's
nigga.
not funny.
he said the N-word. Anyway,
Bro.
Oh, don't worry, cut off.
Into your
I
microphone.
found-
Don't say cuss words, guys. It's inappropriate and violent.
but I found this YouTube channel and this guy and he teaches you how to make homemade guns. It's pretty sick.
Oh, nice. And he made the little
Connor?
cannon?
He made a little he made a little potato cannon.
That's
It's like
super
potato
cool.
artillery.
Nice. Yeah. Did it actually like mess some stuff up? Was it pretty powerful?
It can dent a pumpkin. I mean, I'm sure if you threw a rock in there, it would do something, but he was putting potatoes in there.
Fair enough. I'm curious as to if it was like strong enough to do that with.
If you put a steel ball on there, I mean, that could like penetrate like a bunch of crap.
Yeah, absolutely. Like just probably
Well, that
mounds and
stupid
mounds
kid.
of crap. Probably
video.
like
And would it be worse if you put like a firecracker or something in it?
yeah. I
Oh,
mean, it'd
jeez.
make the crap like splatter everywhere. Like it'd be gross. Be gross.
Who's joining? Wait, who joined?
Imagine you just like have a Nerf tank and you look out, and then like you look outside like the window or something,
you
and you
turn
just see
out-
like potato and stuff all over the wall.
Yeah, you turn out and there's just like potatoes, fucking mashed potatoes all over the front side of the tank.
And then you realize you've been driving through potato fields and ripping them up with your spiked tank tracks for some reason.
What about Netacody spike traps, which are just tacks?
It's on the tank.
He made it to be called spike trap or something.
I'm just imagining, you guys know those stupid, guys, I found a picture, of the Dan Army Republic, military vehicles.
Oh, do they for real
what?
have some?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll send a picture
Sure,
of a few
hopefully I
of
got
their
Nerf cars
elite
and-
operatives in their all-terrain vehicles.
Bro, now I'm hyped. Now you got me all
I
the
knew
way
it.
hyped. If it's even disappointing in the slightest, I'm gonna be so upset.
Toy car.
It's gonna be Dan, the man, killing the game.
That's them just like tearing through the wilderness, hunting some people who, hunting some polygamists.
Hunting
The
some
power
polygamy.
whips.
Oh yes. No, that's my whip. That's me. That's the picture I
I used
want
to have one
on
of
my
those.
thing.
Yeah, I used to have a cop car. I would drive around my neighborhood in a little cop costume, just like policing people.
In a costume? Ooh. Did you ever go to prison for impersonating a police officer as an infant?
I was 6.
Right. I mean, infants can break the law.
Yeah, totally.
They
served,
pull you over. They're like, what the fuck?
No, I pulled them over actually.
You did? They get scared. They're like, don't write me a ticket, bro. Come on.
And then I pulled them out of the car and just started beating them with my nightclub. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, my nightstick. Nightclub is a completely different thing.
How many times you gonna post that damn Garfield thing?
It's a Garfield aquatic fish tank, though.
I'll fucking
Wait,
smash
what?
it.
It's a
He-
Garfield aquatic fish tank. It was like $100 on eBay.
Did you
Why do you
buy
pay
it?
$100 for that?
Yeah, what the hell? What is...
It's Garfield. It's ugly.
My man's like, one day my Garfield collection's gonna wipe you all out. My
They'll
Garfield
give the
collection-
picture of the Garfield, like, the deformed Garfield
fucking-
that was for sale on eBay.
Where is it?
Now, does anyone actually know Garfield personally? Like, can they give his credit to like whether he allows these products to be made in his name or not? I mean, they have his likeness all over the place. I feel like he should at least be getting some money for it.
Didn't Garfield get shot in the back?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The assassination.
Bad for that
of,
cat.
Yeah.
And there's a fat orange cat that walks around my neighborhood all the time.
Oh, maybe
You
it's
shot
like
it with a
Elvis,
rifle,
you know,
right?
like
Yeah, you
escape.
blew its head off. That's what you told me.
Dang, man. I told you that was Garfield. I tried to say, hey.
Peter skinned it and made it into a hat. He wears it around every day.
Yeah, that's what I've been worried about. I was like, I'm pretty sure. I told John, I said, I'm pretty sure someone skinned your cat and is wearing them as a hat actively, like the Dr. Seuss book describes.
Wait, what?
Remember that one like
The cat
parody
in the
video
hat.
where it's like Garfield and then like Odie dies or something, and then like John has like a traumatic like event or something,
What?
and it's like a time loop or something. I don't know.
Odie dies, and then John has a different
You mean
traumatic
it's on you.
experience.
Garfield.exe.
Fucking
And then the whole
Garfield.
time, Garfield turned into like some mutated creature and then eats him at the end or something.
Oh goodness.
This is
Oh, what the hell you're talking about?
And in an unrelated event, Odie died.
Talking about some like fever dream.
In an unrelated event, some people have a fever over 104. And they're dreaming about Garfield.
Wait,
in
isn't
the
100 the boiling point of water?
no, it's 212 in Fahrenheit.
Mm.
I
In
think
Celsius,
it's 212.
it's 100.
Yeah.
Because I was about to be like, if somebody's fever is above the boiling point of water, I think they should have been dead.
No, they're good. They're chilling.
Okay.
They're as long as they are eating enough ice as you're regularly supposed to do. Now, most doctors won't tell you this because they want you to keep coming back in and slowly dying. But if you eat just a little bit of ice every single day, you'll live forever, and that's the truth. You just can't die.
That's what Queen Elizabeth does.
She just eats a little bit of ice and she's good. She's like, that's really all I need. Full balanced breakfast, a little bit of ice. Now I'm frozen, and I just sit on this throne and get annoyed with young people all day. That's the dream. That's the dream. A little bit of ice every day and World War II. That's what really brought it out of the old gal.
This is actually how Garfield died.
Loved it. No, that ain't true, because Garfield would never go outside under his own will.
Didn't she like repair like tanks or like planes and stuff in World War II?
Who? Garfield?
No, Queen Elizabeth. She was like a Garfield probably did. I know him and John have been through some stuff, but no, Queen Elizabeth, didn't she serve in World War II as like a mechanic or something?
I don't know. I know Prince Harry was in the military.
Yeah, but he was in the military doing plane stuff like a cool boy. His grandma was down in the trenches digging.
Okay, no, I know that's false. I don't think she was ever. I don't think women could serve like that.
No, but I think she was. I think she was like a mechanic.
In September 1939, Britain entered the Second World War, suggested that Princess Elizabeth and Margaret should be evacuated to Canada to avoid the bombing. This was rejected by their mother. They won't go without me, and I won't leave the king, and the king will never leave. They stayed in Scotland, Norfolk. She was in Okay, so she dressed up in a uniform and went down to London to help some people medically.
Oh, but she never actually. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, my whole world history is all burned into shit because Elizabeth wasn't a.
Yeah,
I remember like seeing her like.
And it was in 1945 too. So.
Oh, damn! Like right at the end, she jumped in and she was like, "Hey, I helped." Damn, rich lady. You would think.
Actually, yeah. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah. It was right near the end. It was in April 1945.
So she just jumped in and was like, "Hey, hope y'all are doing
Battle
well."
for victory.
Yeah, she jumped into.
What is this?
After like London had been bombed and like all this stuff, she just kind of slides in like, "Hey, we're still good,
That movie
right?"
never came out.
Everyone's still.
It wasn't
good?
even like the army proper. It was the Auxiliary Territorial Service.
Yeah, she
which
just kind of
was-
jumped in on the side, like.
Which was like for women to stay in Britain and help out.
What are you all posting?
Now you know I'm
Battle
posting
of Fort Victory. Never one like it. April 2nd, 2020.
Isn't
That
it?
never came out either. Battle for victory.
Isn't it made by
United
like?
Republics of Michigan Civil War battle.
Wait, what?
I don't know, some kid on YouTube.
Insane.
Who makes like
Absolute-
Yeah, name's a playground like Mountain Territory or something.
Oh damn. Wait a second. So Was he the one who suggested that Elizabeth should do the photo shoot in 1945?
Wait, what?
I
He
don't
was
know.
the one, right?
Wait, who?
That kid who named the
Edward?
playground. No, who named the
Oh.
playground whatever he named it.
Like mountain like territory or something.
Right, yeah. Is that the guy who told Elizabeth in 1945 she should do the photo shoot to help the troops?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, somebody's helping to clear up the actual facts of history here. Thank
Totally.
you. Yeah. Yeah, now we're getting things straight.
The force where gravity didn't affect cats.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't know. Why is it so low quality? It's like a pixel.
I don't know. It's like one of those low quality memes, you know.
You know, they have some actually pretty high quality as graphics for Minecraft now, which I'm kind of jealous about. I want to see those super texture packs.
Yeah, but they'll burn your computer unless you have like a 10 grand computer or something.
Well, I'm already planning on burning my computer, so joke's on you.
Oh, he found a better image for it. Oh wait, is this an actual book?
Totally.
Wait, oh, what is it?
Oops.
I think it's an actual book.
Yeah,
Also,
there's an actual
Viren
book called
said hi.
The Forest Where Gravity Affects Cats, part of the Hardy Boys.
Franklin
And then
W.
there's just kids like standing there and there's a cat just levitating in the air.
Let me hit up a few comments real quick. So Key West Zibberlantic said, "Is AP's Minecraft world an Eternian colony?" It is not an Eternian colony. Also, because we only accept territory in the real world as a realist micronation. Crystalline said, "Hi, hello, how are you? It's good to see you. I don't think you've joined the stream before, but if you have, welcome back. If not, you should definitely subscribe because it helps us to grow." Grand Duchy of a Seal said hello. Gangsta Duck said nice. I don't think I've seen Gangsta Duck around, so I hope you're doing alright. Mr. Duck or Mrs. Duck, if you're
The
a
mystery
lady
of
gangsta.
LSD.
And Micronation says hello, and it's good to see Viren hanging out with us.
What the hell are these books? The Hidden Harbor of Oh shit.
Wait, what's up?
Case of the Lesbian Attic or what?
Grandpa
Okay, these aren't
voted
real.
for
These
Trump.
aren't real. Okay, this is the point where it just stops being real.
Oh, goodness gracious, what?
Grandpa voted for Trump.
Grandpa voted.
Okay, these aren't real.
Oh,
I like how it says Grandpa voted for Trump and it's like a book made in like the 80s or something, but Trump never ran. But...
The story of Lisa's new boyfriend.
This books look like from the 60s.
oh my goodness, I'm so concerned. I'm so concerned about all of this.
Didn't he run in like the 90s? And the what you call it? The Reform Party or something like that? I don't know what it's called. He just ate a whole bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Okay, this is the last Hardy Boys cover.
Okay, let's put this in his butt.
They're dragging him over.
I love the one Donamo's Pizza in Pyongyang.
Donamos?
Dynamo.
That's how it's spelled. It's Donamo's,
Oh.
not Domino.
Oh, Dynamo.
Could the owner of the gargantuan bronze Lenin head
Yo,
please
literally.
move other parking spaces 7B?
Oh, this book's the best one.
Okay.
Clifford fucking launches a cat. I love that book.
Hey.
Alright.
That's what happened to Garfield.
Garfield launches a fucking cat.
Why is Garfield red? I mean, not Clifford.
Well, because he's the big red boy. He's the goodest boy as well, which is one of the important facts to learn about Clifford. Now, Clifford can eat 3 men, and he's a good boy.
Taco Bell destroyed my eggs.
Now, can your good boy, can your dog, can he eat 3 men?
No.
Right. That's because Clifford is the good boy.
I mean,
A good
Clifford
place
could
to hide the
dispose of any bodies.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't even need to hide bodies with Clifford. He digests them whole. He'll go for a live man. You just say go, and he likes to eat people. You know, he was what many ancient cultures did consider a god. So definitely watch out. He is over 3 million years old and should be respected as such. He is the reason the dinosaurs went extinct, and so that's just a fact you can look up. Because we're talking about Clifford here, not no regular good boy.
I'm just posting pictures of my library.
You're posting pictures of what?
A cowboy's baby.
A cowboy's
I hope
baby?
it's not real.
A cowboy's baby. Oh goodness, wait. Oh, a lot of them were Clifford. Hold up. Clifford the what? Launches a cat.
Arthur grows weed. Okay.
A cowboy's baby. Hilarious. What does it say? Thanks for, oh no.
Thanks for dying, Jesus. This candy is awesome.
Oh my goodness. Yup. I was gonna read it, but I was like, nah. Ah, savage.
This candy's awesome.
Well, you know it. I mean.
Yeah, except when it's been outside for like 30 minutes and it's all melted inside, like stuck to the wrapper.
Yeah, well, that's when you honestly just have to give up on Easter entirely. That's when you have to change your entire religion once your candy's
Goofy floating on water.
Oh no, Goof. Not the entire Goof troop. Goodness. But yeah, the thing that I've been trying to figure out with my Micronation in particular, getting onto a little bit of a different subject, is trying to figure out our plans forward once we hit 1,000 subscribers. That's something that, you know, is a little ways away, but isn't too incredibly far. And like I was talking about earlier with Steven, really trying to figure out how to grow properly and how to divide up the work of what we're going to need to do to continue growing is going to be an interesting task and something that we'll probably have to do and work on for a little bit before we get it 100% right. So if you guys have any suggestions on what you think we can do, that's definitely welcomed. I know one of the biggest things we're trying to work on in the moment is trying to figure out how to get our economic system set up that we have starting to be established already with some content creators making videos for our channel, which we hope to pay them for once we are able to start putting ads on the videos. And then in addition to that, I am hoping to get more developed on our imperial market, where we're trying to get citizens to make and sell different items that can be purchased through either our website or through our other imperial market places of contact, I suppose. So that's been the two biggest things. But trying to figure out how to better organize that system and how to have a larger the ability to get better in those systems while also attempting to expand is kind of a tough thing to get right, tough thing to work on. Then we'll go ahead and read some of our comments here. Oh my goodness. I keep reading the Discord and I really shouldn't because it keeps getting to me. Oh man, every time I look at the general, it's something throws me off. But yeah, I know it's a thing where many micronations haven't been able to establish dedicated economies and economies that are really consistent. So in sort of taking up that mantle and being one of the few nations that is at that level, I'm really, or not yet, but when we get to that level, I'm really trying to figure out how to do it right. The biggest dilemma with that I see so far is, you know, kind of distributing, specifically making sure that the ways that people join the roles that we're offering, whether it's as a content creator or as someone who is developing goods for us, how we appropriately handle paying those people as well as supporting their endeavors, whatever they may be. And feeling like it's something that people can understand simply and that can work reliably for them is the challenge of trying to roll that out right now. But I am definitely excited about it. And like I said, if anybody has any thoughts, please let me know, because I am trying to work this one out, trying to think about it. And I encourage all my citizens as well to be thinking about it, and if anyone has any ideas, shoot a DM my way.
Are there gun laws in Eternia?
Not specifically, no. Great question. We've never needed any.
What's your opinion? What's your opinion? Wait.
What's my opinion on?
Actually, that's a shitty question. What's your opinion on American gun?
American gun laws?
Yeah, like
I'm sorry. What's my opinion on American gun laws?
Yes.
Okay. So I think I believe in the right to bear arms as far as the Constitution goes. I think I'm supportive of that. I think there should definitely be better regulation, though, which I think a lot of people have sort of issue with. And I think it really doesn't have to be all or nothing like people believe. I really think that, you know, there are ways to make sure that high-risk individuals, people who are likely to be committing crimes, you know, if there's somebody who has had multiple armed robbery charges, for example, that is then able to go to a gun show and purchase a gun, or have someone else buy a whole bunch of guns and then sell them to them personally. Um, those things are legal right now in the United States, and there's a lot of ways to purchase guns and weaponry off the books that are perfectly fine as of right now. So I think it's difficult to keep. I think it's difficult to keep firearms out of the hands of dangerous individuals as of the moment in the United States. Obviously, everyone can't be stopped without, putting away the right, without canceling that right. But I do think that the overlying issue is just not being careful to any degree, not trying to have any background checks, not trying to have any more systematic enforcement other than once something happens, then be concerned about it.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, I'm not sure if you know, but it was a big thing a bit ago. There was a huge alteration, the like gun list in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
1,500 new guns were added to the prohibited list.
Oh wow!
Because in Canada here, we have 3 lists of guns: restricted, which is well, I'll just go through it: restricted, non-restricted, and prohibited.
Mm-hmm.
Non-restricted can be owned by pretty much anyone who passes a safety course.
Right.
Restricted, you need to go through a much more thorough course, background check, and another test again, and you have to own a non-restricted. And
Right.
then prohibited, nobody can own it. The government.
Right. Interesting.
And 1,500 guns were moved from restricted list
to the prohibited. Interesting.
Actually, well, there were some guns like the M14 that was moved from the non-restricted list to the list. But there's tons. There's 1,500 guns.
Wow. And how do you feel like that's helped Canada so far? No.
Because the catalyst for this was an American gun.
Right.
A guy imported a gun from America that is illegal in Canada. In fact, a gun that has been illegal since the 70s.
And then brought it to Canada.
Brought it to Canada, smuggled it over, and now Justin Trudeau broke a constitutional law and banned the guns.
Interesting.
Because, well, what you can do here in Canada, the Governor General is appointed by the Prime Minister. And recently, during Justin Trudeau's prime ministership, the previous Governor General retired, and now there's a new one that he appointed.
Mm.
And so a governor in council is a order. It's essentially the same as
an executive order, sort of thing.
As an executive order, except instead of the president/prime minister doing it, it's the governor general.
Wait, and so the governor general, what is their role?
The governor general is the what's the word? Representative for the Queen in Canada.
Oh, interesting.
So the Queen is our head of state. So she has her own. Obviously, she can't manage all of the affairs in Canada. She has many dominions, so she can't manage all of them. So she has representatives in Canada, Australia, like places like that,
Mm-hmm.
to people to do her job for her.
Interesting.
Basically, just pass law. Because and so the Governor General can do this thing where they pass a law immediately without going to the House of Commons,
Mm-hmm.
which is essentially the same as the American Senate.
Right.
And what happened was the restriction in the gun law that the Governor General can't pass a governor in council, unless, and this is the problem where it lies, is it lies on the opinion of the governor general rather than the governor, whether or not those guns could be used for hunting. Now,
So they're allowed so long as they are able to be used for hunting?
well, okay, so the governor general isn't allowed to change any of the firearms to change their category from like prohibited to restricted. I mean, from restricted to prohibited or whatever.
Right.
Unless, in their opinion, it cannot be used reasonably for hunting.
Interesting.
And a lot of people believe that's too
Cannot
lax.
though is kind of arbitrary though, right? Like
Exactly. That's the
you
problem.
could be like I can use an RPG to hunt things, and it's like, but you shouldn't.
That's exactly the point people are making.
Gotcha.
That it's a
It's a weird law because it's based
a
on
too broad term.
Right.
So, and it's also opinion based, which is not good.
Right.
Like one person's opinion can change the entire whatever, and that's why we have a House of Commons for a reason, to get everyone's opinion, or at least somewhat.
Right.
And
Cough, it's very proportional though.
yeah, well.
I remember the whole Ontario and Quebec having more voice.
Yeah, but it's good enough. I mean, yeah, I have some gripes with how it works, but
well, but I mean that's. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's good enough in its current state, but it just completely passed over the entire House of Commons, so that's just completely irrelevant because the Prime Minister and the Governor General just completely foregoed the due process and like took away 1,000 guns plus 500, 1,500 guns.
Wow.
And there's a 2-year grace period. Allegedly, there's a 2-year. Well, they're voting on a 2-year grace period, and that's the part that they're voting on, not the actual law itself, which I think is completely ridiculous. But
so that's one of my big issues with the United States, is that in the United States, like you were talking about, having one person's opinion change the direction of an entire country is kind of ridiculous. And I think that's my issue with the presidency and the way that that's set up in the United States, is that, as we're seeing, especially with Donald Trump and that presidency, and there have been others in the past that have done similar things, but seeing presidents time and time again come into office in the United States, make large sweeping changes with executive orders, with gathering, essentially rigging, whether it's the House of Representatives or Congress, toward their specific aisle, or even in setting up Supreme Court justices, it can be something that pretty permanently sets in change. Not permanently, but pretty drastically sets in change. That then is either one hard to make minor adjustments on. So the way that our laws end up working a lot of the time is that in order to change a law, you have to uproot it and put in your own party's equivalent, and that's terrible. And then in general, the idea that a president can walk in and say, well, I don't like these things, so I'm just going to get rid of them, or I don't like the way that this is working, so I'm just going to change it, is really an issue. And I think it's part of the reason why a lot of countries and a lot of Americans even are very displeased with the United States right now.
And yeah, but like that whole thing, it's very, very, I don't know how to put it, but it's like sad seeing in like what is supposed to be a democratic country, the prime minister, a man we voted, who is, mind you, a minority government, and I know America doesn't have this, but in Canada, Britain, and Australia, New Zealand, and all that, most Commonwealth countries, how our parliament works is multiple parties are in power. Like the current four main parties in Canada, for example, are the top four parties that are voted for are the this election specifically was Liberal number 1, Conservative number 2, Democratic Party number 3, which is basically just left of Liberal, and then the Bloc Québécois, which is make Quebec independent. That's the entire purpose of the party.
Interesting. And they got fourth. They're up there.
Yeah, but mind you, 60% well, not 60, but like roughly 60% of the House of Commons is made up of NDP and Conservative, and then like 30% is Liberals, and then like 10% of that is the Bloc Québécois. So that's not exactly. It's like probably way smaller. That's just a generalization. Anyway, so even though the Liberals won the election, they are still the minority party. The opposition parties are larger than them. They have more seats, but the most concentrated amount of seats in Liberals, if that makes sense.
Yes. It does.
So what happens is, my family is calling for me. I'll be back in a bit. But basically, yeah, it's just interesting because Justin Trudeau, he knew he probably wouldn't be able to pass that law, so he just foregoed it and used his puppet Governor General.
Yeah.
See you later, man.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think that just in continuation is kind of a ridiculous thing in a lot of countries, but in the United States as well, as it seems like Steven's voicing his opinion about Canada and the way that their government system works, such that they can just make these large changes based on one person's opinion.
Is Tuda still here?
That is a fantastic question. Let's find out if Tuadeath is still here. He's there. Not talking though.
He died.
Yep. Oh.
Who died?
Hey.
Oh.
That's who we were trying to find.
Anthony keeps messaging me on Steam.
Also, I am super hype because I am thinking I'm going to be able to make another Attorney in Science video pretty quickly. I have... What's up?
What's it going to be about?
So part of my research as a physicist has been on ion propulsion, and I am working on an ion thruster right now, and I was going to show off a little bit of that and the setup that I plan on using for testing it and stuff like that. And then in addition, I was going to talk to you guys more about the concept behind that and developing that high voltage and stuff that you need for it. So yeah, making cool stuff that flies without an engine.
Hey, by the way, yeah, recently I just what's it call it? The Great Law Reich had a territorial dispute with another micronation, which was solved very quickly.
Oh, Malanovia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering how that happened. So how did that happen?
So basically, he thought like, this is what I assume is like the location of geography looked very similar to one of his territories in southern Washington, so he thought that it was close by, but turned out to be way farther. He said it's like his claim was like south of Washington. Well, my claim was in North Washington. So yeah, I have settled that.
Oh, that's good.
Wait, doesn't Micronation still claim that land in Antarctica?
I think. I don't know.
Wait, is Malanovia a realist nation?
I don't know.
I get you.
I don't know anymore, to be honest.
That is
A lot of
the
Micronations try to claim Antarctica because
I mean,
it's unclaimed, but like.
How many of these actually went to Antarctica? Is
That
the real
is my question. Yeah.
That's about Antarctica. Yeah, I was I was browsing the Micronations Reddit, and there was like, I swear, I was just scrolling and there was like 3 posts like, I claim Antarctica.
Yeah.
Mary Birdland.
That's actually fantastic.
And there's some dude in the MA who tried to claim like that disputed land between like I think China and India.
That's how you get invaded by China.
He's like 11, so I shouldn't even be on Discord.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, hey, he's clearly the leader of Antarctica. We better give him some respect.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about this kid who tried claiming like disputed Indian territory or something.
Or the kids who claim bird to Y or something.
No, not that kid.
Ooh, someone's in trouble. Ooh, someone's in trouble. I heard noises on someone's computer. Someone in trouble.
Yeah, so this is I made a map of my country's yeah, I made a map of my country's territory.
If it's just the Earth, I'm gonna laugh.
If it's all of my territory.
If it's the universe, I'm gonna laugh.
Alright, bro. I recognize.
What is this?
Yeah, I claim Will, Mary Birdland, and Crimea. It's all mine now.
What about the? You also
and
claimed
Crimea. My boy claimed Crimea. Don't do it to him.
It's all mine. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Birchville tomorrow and build a house.
Okay. Okay.
I declare war on.
Bro, why would anyone want to fucking claim the bird to will? It's literally just fucking sand. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'd say claiming Birchville is better than claiming Mary Birdland.
It's just a hot ass desert.
Yeah, but hypothetically, you
Dude already claimed it, and they actually went there.
Yeah, he's the real Chad.
The real
But
Chad?
like hypothetically, you could live there, at least a lot easier than you could live in Antarctica.
No one in the right mind who would live in like would want to live there.
Dude,
if they're already.
You can live in Beertawil and Antarctica at the same time, so long as you have hella long legs.
Portal.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Anthony?
Yeah, very nice.
It's the real deal.
Wait, I thought you got bombed.
Uh-oh.
By Randy.
By Randy Savage?
By Ranbeer Paulson.
Macho Man the Rand? Got him? Jeez. That's a real smackdown if you ask me. I appreciate it. Oh goodness, I trapped myself in a cave, now I'm just gonna die. I have accepted this underwater doom. Damn.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at this picture. They brought up a good point. you could claim North Sentinel Island.
I always do.
Just go with like some guns and beat up those people.
No,
And,
just
like-
no, just sneeze on them.
Those people who live
Yeah,
there.
like yeah, I don't know
Oh.
the tribe that lives there that is
Beat
like
up
isolationist.
those people.
Those people.
Those people.
The tribes.
Hilarious. So, are you gonna do it, Connor?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm gonna go sail to North Sentinel Island.
Okay.
Oh geez, another person was killed on North Sentinel Island.
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh, is that the one where there's like the territorial, like reserved site for like an indigenous
Yeah, there's this like tribe.
that hasn't
And
been
they-
like touched by humanity or whatever, like haven't been like interacted with society or whatever.
And since the British, basically, what happened was the British came, and they were like, "Hey, come to England," and they went to England.
I think
And,
it was
one of
not really to England. I think it's like Singapore. It's one of the British colonies.
Anyway, they took them to a like British, like civilized. I don't know how to describe it.
Like
Like,
a colony,
British
like an
controlled
area. Yeah.
territory.
They took them to a British territory where like they could show them like the posh life
Yeah.
and coax them into wanting to join the British Empire. They had done this hundreds of times with
Oh yeah, it
hundreds
was.
of
They were
tribes.
taking them to Fort Blair in what's it called? Where is this?
Anyway, so they took them to that place and then they died. The tribe did. The tribal.
They all died,
Well, like
no,
they
the
took
elderly
two people.
and they got sick. and
Elderly died, and
Yeah.
then the two kids were sent back.
And so they were sent back, and they were like, "Oh, white people bad or whatever, or
Oh.
outsiders bad."
Right.
And now they never want to interact with the outside world again.
Yeah, because I
And
imagine
then they
they're
briefly
like,
interacted with outside world once.
Well, they had one guy went there. Apparently, one guy went there, and he was able to like stay for a day. He came back, told about what happened, how they didn't even like have fire or whatever, and then he tried going back there again and was killed.
oh wow,
Ouch.
damn.
So pretty much the moral of the story is
It depends on
everybody
who
who
you meet.
tries to go there dies.
Yeah.
Don't talk to them.
The thing
So,
you gotta
anyway,
do, you have
They only
to.
have spears and bows, so if I just go there with like an AK, you know, just
Wait,
shoot them up.
also,
You
has
say
to go
that,
there
but you don't
quick.
know the territory. They know the terrain, my guy. You gotta sleep eventually, and
You're
then
right.
you're
You're
there.
right.
There you go.
I just gotta go with a flamethrower and just burn down the entire jungle there.
I
I'd
just want
say-
to mine.
I'd say Apache helicopters work hella well.
Yeah. Just get my
bring
Apache
small
helicopter and just like pew, 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 pew,
Yes,
So just,
blow it
yo,
up.
do,
Just level the island.
yes.
yo, just it's gonna be a bit morbid, but do what the Golden Horde did in when they're sieging one of their cities. Just drop a diseased dead body on them, so they
Oh,
just
no.
get the disease and die.
Yeah. What's give a cow coronavirus and just drop it on them.
Cow coronavirus?
I don't know.
Oh no, the video is not demonetized.
Give the cow.
Because you said, the
Drop-
coronavirus.
Drop hundreds of dead bats over North Sentinel Island. Just airdrop.
No, not the bat. You're gonna drop Batman? You're gonna drop Bruce Wayne dead on the Islanders?
Of course. What else
Oh.
would I do?
Well, he's the savior of Gotham. Have some respect.
Yeah, but like Gotham doesn't need to be saved.
You sound like the Joker right now. Are you the Joker?
The Joker managed to do more than.
How about another joke, Murray?
Oh no.
Which Joker are we talking about before
What
we
do
end up?
you get when you cross a mentally damaged individual with a society who abandons him?
In Canada, you get free healthcare.
Yeah, but the quality isn't the best though.
Well,
Always
have you
What
ever
are you
seen
talking
that?
about? We have great healthcare.
There's a meme where it's literally that scene, and it's like, do you know what you get when you cross a, and it's like Canadian version of the Joker, and it's like, oh well, we just have healthcare and like therapy so that you can become a better person with a more enriched life, and then he's just like, oh thanks.
But regarding the comment that we don't have good healthcare, I beg to differ. My grandma.
He begs to differ.
My grandma had a really crappy heart, and she got a heart transplant, and she's still alive. So I don't know. If we had crappy healthcare, I don't think she'd be alive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Then again, it's like
And we didn't
Perhaps
pay
it varies.
the
Perhaps it
dime
varies.
of our own money minus the taxes.
Perhaps
know,
it varies between like
yeah,
different
a
areas.
good
in
at least
Canada.
it's like
Yeah,
better.
obviously it varies. It really depends. Like, but I mean, I would say the places where it wouldn't be good is like Nova Scotia or the maritime provinces, because generally those provinces are really freaking poor. Like they used to be rich, but nowadays they're really poor. All the people are moving out. Yeah.
That's what I keep saying. Get all the people out of Nova Scotia. Leave it to the birds. Let the birds have Nova Scotia. They've been wanting it since Canada was established.
You mean Carthia?
Oh, because they have a bird mask. Yeah, kinda. I kinda mean Carthia.
But-
I mean Carthia if it was just run by birds.
Yeah.
Ran by a
Like
bird called.
I really like Alberta, guys, because we don't have any rats, and we don't. I saw we don't have any rats. Obviously there's at least one probably.
I was like,
I'm gonna
pet
release-
rats?
I'm gonna release
They're pet
1,000
rats.
rats.
No, we do not have rats. In the 50s, Canada made not Alberta specifically, the province of Canada. Alberta made rats illegal.
Oh, bet. So wait, if I just bring a whole bunch of rats and just start
If you
the
brought a
rats-
rat across the border, you'd be apprehended.
Bet.
So every time like they see a rat, they just like blast it or something.
Yes, you are.
What if I
you are
bring all of the
you are
things
told if you bring a
necessary?
rat, if you see a rat, you are told to report it to the government.
And they'll shoot it.
Tell them where you saw it. If you can capture it, give it to the government, and then they will kill it.
I just imagine Mounties like chasing a rat like down the street, shooting
Pretty
at it.
much. Honestly, yeah. In the 50s, that's what it was like, because there was tons of rats in Alberta, and they were like, okay, all of our fields are getting eaten by these stupid rats. Fuck it. They put it out a bounty. Like, I think it was like $15 for every rat that you brought to the government.
Damn.
And it worked. There are no rats in Alberta.
Nice. What if I bring the things necessary to make a rat, but I don't actually bring the rat?
Don't you need a rat to make a rat?
No, you just need rat eggs, sperm, and an incubator.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't allow you to bring those because that's really creepy. But
It's
I don't know.
creepy, but not illegal. You know what I mean?
I don't know. They might
They don't
say.
allow biologists in Canada.
Actually, I forgot to mention that's the one exception in Alberta, and also it's not Canada, it's Alberta. They do allow lab rats, but we don't have many science centers, so it's the only exception.
Great, so then I'll help enrich and encourage the scientific community in Alberta with my wild rat population.
God, yeah, but
Rats attack Alberta. That'll be funny.
no, because they just place open a new bounty again.
Good. And then I'll reap in
Yeah,
the
we will
bounty.
get rich.
I'll keep all the rats myself, and then as soon as the bounty is declared, I'll call them
You know
all
the-
back, execute them all, and then cash in.
Snake thing, where in the British Raj, which is just British controlled India, in British controlled India, there was too many snakes, so they put out a bounty for it, and then people started breeding snakes to give them to the British.
Bet. That's hilarious.
And that's the story, and it's crazy.
No, that's really smart. I love that. They're just
Uh,
like, well, if we didn't get rid, what it sounds like to me is there are two different stories. One's in Britain and one's in Canada, and
no, it was
one's in
India.
Oh,
India.
one's in
In
India.
India.
One's in British-controlled India. One's in Canada, and the Indian people just figured out the scheme. They just got it. Y'all
Yeah.
did the thing.
The
They were
thing
like,
is,
we'll keep
the
making
thing
money.
is, the snakes didn't really adversely affect most of the people. It was only like, I don't know. I guess there was just too many snakes and it was destroying the wild population of animals.
Or maybe they were just like, we don't like snakes. We don't like getting
So the
bit
thing
by
is, in
snakes.
Alberta, the rats were actively destroying crops and ruining people's livelihood.
Right.
So, they were like, we need to get rid of these damn rats, and everybody, like, it was a huge consensus. Everybody was like, we need to get rid of these damn rats.
And
So
there
I
wasn't
don't,
one person breeding rats and getting money off of it.
I don't think so. I think because the thing is, we just all hated rats. I mean, we all hated them. It's just. I still hate them, and I've never seen a rat in my life.
You're telling me there
I
wasn't a
saw a rat. I
Quebecian?
saw rats multiple times.
There wasn't a Quebecian hanging out near Alberta
a
just
rat.
breeding
There are
rats.
no Quebecers in Alberta. They're on the other side of the country, and we all hate them. We hate all the
Okay.
Quebecers.
I wouldn't say that, but damn.
No, you've never spoken to an Albertan about Quebecers, but you're about to. So
What about Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewanese people, they're all right. Too many rectangles for my taste.
Rectangle?
What about Manitoba?
Oh, that was a geological joke.
Oh.
Their borders is a giant rectangle.
Oh,
It's like literally all like North American borders. Like just big squares.
Yeah, but not in Canada. They're the only ones.
Nice.
Like especially in Canada.
Especially Canada. Canada has all the squares.
Alberta, I mean, like Alberta, we would be a square, but we have this joke where British Columbia took a bite out of Alberta, because it follows the path of the Rockies. The Rockies are split in the middle between British Columbia and Alberta.
And so they're like the teeth ever presently sinking into your Albertan soul.
I mean, really, if you look at a map, there's just like there's a bite taken out of Alberta. I can send a map.
Yeah, sinking into your Albertan soul.
Nobody's more square than Wyoming and Colorado, though.
Ooh, you got him. You got him.
Let's see, here it is. But like, we would be a square like Saskatchewan. Oh, that's an awful map. Why is it transparent?
Why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't everything be transparent? Come
Okay,
on,
there
let
you
us
go.
know.
So, as you can see, we would be a rectangle like Saskatchewan, but we have a bite taken out of us.
I don't see the teeth. Teeth.
It's the Rocky Mountains. They have very small teeth. British
Well,
Columbia.
Are they able to chew?
I don't know.
It's kind of like they ripped it off.
Isn't there a lot
Yeah.
of beavers in British
I don't
Columbia?
know. That's what they told me in elementary school. That's what they told me in
No.
geography.
What if your elementary school teachers were just lying to you because they're evil people?
Maybe.
Well, that could be true. One of my teachers in, I think it was middle school, I had to take a physical science class, and it's interesting now, kind of ironic that I become a physicist, because my physical science teacher told me that in the class that the reason that gravity, part of the effects of gravity was that if you're walking next to someone, you will inadvertently start bumping into them as you walk down a hallway, and didn't give any further explanation to that, and just had us try to believe that as fact. And I didn't know what the correct answer was, but I felt like, well, it's certainly not that. And then I just Googled it, and it wasn't that. So then I just thought my teacher was dumb for the rest of knowing her.
What?
My teacher was like, the way that gravity works, if you're walking down a hall and someone else is walking down a hall, they should just always be bumping into you and shit. She's like, that's gravity, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make you. Why are you bumping into people in a hallway?
I guess I can see the logic behind it. Like if the sun has enough gravity to pull us around like in a circle, and like we have enough gravity for the moon, then we as people should have enough gravity to pull other people into our orbit.
Very minimal.
But not in comparison to the entire Earth. Like that's the thing she had fucked up was like the Earth is so gigantic that our effect, gravitational effect, is nothing because it's superseded by the large
but the Earth is,
gravitational.
like, think about this, but the Earth is gay, so.
Right. So we're a part of the Earth. Hence, we are gay. We are born from the.
Oh
gay.
shit! Oh. Okay.
Oh my goodness. But so
Look up where that cock come from.
where'd that cod come from?
I said cock because it's I'm gay now. It's a joke. Funny.
Oh, I thought you were gagging on some fresh cod you had caught from the Alaskan wilderness.
I live in Alberta. We're landlocked.
Right.
Like,
you live in Alberta where you can catch a cod straight out of the evaporated water in the air. They swim upstream though, so be careful. They'll hit you in the face.
they just float. I'm just imagining you're walking down the road and then just like you look up and there's just cods flying through the air.
They're like wiggling up toward the clouds, and you're like, what's happening?
Oh, looks like the cods are in season, honey.
It's mating season, and then tiny cods start falling out of the sky.
Just like flopping on the ground before they can learn to swim.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's one getting it, and it kind of flops off the ground and like starts moving upward. There we go. It's like ducks learning to like fly out of the nest.
Yeah.
Or not duck, but birds in general.
Yeah, birds. Like I understand what you mean.
Yeah. There's some in an apartment complex that I went to recently. There are like some birds, some ducks specifically, that walk around in like a big group, and I had noticed over a few days that they had been like slowly the baby ones had been decreasing in number, and the number of cats around had been increasing in number, and so it was a very simple equation from them.
Yikes!
It was really sad. It was really sad. And then I saw all the ducks start assembling small firearms, and at that point I realized there was going to be a serious war going on.
It's like that one joke from Family Guy where it's like the stupid bees versus the owls or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And they like cut it off because like it's too expensive to animate.
Yeah.
Wait, the animation was too expensive, or they were like the worst?
They made a joke where like they were about
to like clash.
Team has cut this bit short due to the high production budget animating it would cause. That's the joke.
I watch too much Family Guy to like know where that's from.
Yeah.
You killed it, man. You're the Family Guy aficionado. You know what's up.
Here it is.
Family Guy expert.
This is the scene I was talking about.
Bet.
Family Guyologist. The study of Family Guy.
You're a Family Guy scientist?
Oh wow.
Are you sure those aren't hornets?
They are hornets. I misspoke.
The hornets and the owls?
Yeah.
Bet. The Hornets are the name of the New Orleans basketball team. Or they were. Now they're the Pelicans. As a fun fact.
The Toronto Blue Jays. Wait, no, it's not the Toronto.
Wait, what's the Toronto Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Bunch of birds from Toronto.
It's the baseball team. It's the only sports team I know. Actually, no, that's a lie. I also know the Calgary Flames because they're.
I don't know any Canadian sport teams.
Well, I love the Miami Heat out of Quebec. They're pretty dope.
This is the logo. There's a huge debate between the Oilers and Flames Because like half of Alberta is split between the Oilers and the Flames, because the Oilers is Edmonton and the Flames is Calgary. So like Edmonton is slightly north of Calgary.
Now, is that
Anyway, yeah.
always true?
Is it always north of Yes, it's always the city doesn't move.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't know if we were in a situation where you have those like moving cities. I forget what the name of that series
The
is.
film?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one where the cities are on tracks and they chase after each other and eat each other.
Yeah, I haven't seen it and I don't know what it's from at all, but I saw that commercial and I was like, that's
It's
an
a
interesting
book.
enough.
My dad
premise.
watched that film.
Nice. Was it good?
He thought it was all right. He made me come out of my room
to watch it.
and
He's like,
to,
son.
no, not to watch the whole movie, just to show me one scene where they're in a museum. The city is London.
Yeah.
London, and
the museum is a smaller city.
It's a part of the London city.
Mm.
We do hate rent. Oh my god! What the hell? Sorry.
Everything okay?
Is that actually the flag?
To star Stefan, Eye of the Glur, and also yeah, it's our shield in the middle of a blue flag. I think it's all right compared to, I don't know, something like.
They put like a wait. That's the flag. All it is a blue background, like their shield.
Yeah, it's better than American flags because we don't have words.
Yeah,
on
they did like an American state flag. They did it that way, but like, it's not like complicated. Like, I mean, it kind of is, but like, it wouldn't be hard to
like
draw.
we don't
we don't put like shit in Latin and stuff, and like super detailed like sceneries and shit.
Like, at least we aren't what's that state?
Quebec.
Wyoming.
North Kakalaka.
New York. Virginia.
Des Moines. You forgetting about Des Moines?
I can see. I just have to find the name of it. I can see.
Shout out to my boys in Des Moines.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like Maryland's flag. Maryland's flag is good. I was looking at North Dakota because North Dakota is also blue with a little thing in the middle, but like it's way more complicated. So
I like the design of the field, but it doesn't deserve to be on like a flag.
Yeah, Alberta
is
like a better version of certain American state flags, I'd say.
Fair enough.
What was I talking about? Before I saw the fucking rat.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know what I was talking about. I am about to head out for the night. Hey, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate the cool conversation, especially the stuff that we got to talk about with micronationalism. It was definitely dope. I appreciate everybody contributing and sharing their thoughts and everything.
Cool.
Yeah. So thank you guys, and I will see you all soon.
All right. See you.
Peace, guys.